This is Deborah Taveras. It is Monday morning. It is also April the 6th of 2015. We're standing out in front of the Utility Field Operations Training Offices for the Water Advisory Committee and the Technical Advisory Committee meeting. This is their field offices. This is a joint meeting today with all of the city administrators and county administrators of all of the different cities that are being represented in Sonoma County today regarding water. I can see as I look through the arrangement of chairs that they're going to have Delphi breakout meetings after the initial meeting. Again, this is the Sonoma County Water Agency. I see tables set up, I see easels, I see various places to sit throughout this complex this morning. I will be speaking at public comment this morning talking about primary water, of which no one else will discuss. So please listen to the rest of this YouTube and help us get this out far and wide. Primarywater.org is where you can learn the true water science facts. Deborah Taveras with primarywater.org. I've been talking about primary water for some time. Primary water, of course, is renewable. Water is a renewable resource. It is made deep within the mantle of the earth with hydrogen and oxygen, and when it turns to vapor, it is forced to surface. We see it in cold and hot springs. We see it in geysers. We see it in oases. We know that Muammar Gaddafi accessed primary water, called the Great Man-Made River Project. He was able to offer the Libyan people 70% of their water needs for free because he accessed a resource that is available to all of us. It is a renewable resource. Now, I found a document dated 1976, Efficient Water Use in California, Water Rights, Water Districts, and Water Transfers. This was written in conjunction with the RAND Corporation, and it was funded by the Rockefeller Foundation, of which you're doing business with both. So you can, again, find this document easily. I also located a document our research team did from Goldman Sachs, Sustainable Growth, taking a deep dive into water, talking about the opportunities and great monies that will be made in water treatment and desalination. This is a big push for global wealth and reinventing water markets globally. This can be seen, this is funded by the World Bank, by Rothschild. Nestle is involved, as well as our utility companies, and more. Also, there's the Water Market USA, Global Water Intelligence out of the UK. This specifically talks about the plans to privatize the water in the United States. This is what we are seeing happening now with the illusion of scarce water resources. When we have an abundance of water, it is a renewable. Go to primarywater.org and see for yourself. This book, New Water for a Thirsty World, was written back in the late 50s, and it was released in the early 60s. It was bought up by the controllers of water in Southern California, collected and destroyed. This book, Forward, interestingly enough, was written by Aldous Huxley. It explains primary water. And this is a massive market. Millions of people are going to suffer. Millions of people globally are going to lose their farms and ranches, as we see happening now in the San Joaquin Valley and more. This is creating massive global water stress. Why? Because behind the illusion of scarce water resources is genetically modified foods. There's another document out of the UK that talks about the opportunity of creating the illusion of scarce water resources, confining the food production due to the inadequate water supply for the benefit of global introduction of genetically modified foods. Again, go to primarywater.org. You can download this book for free and read it for yourself. Again, New Water for a Thirsty World, written by Michael Salzman, forward by Aldous Huxley. Primarywater.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Brenda?
Hi, Brenda Edelman, Russian River Watershed Protection Committee. I just want to call your attention to an interesting article I got over the weekend called California Drought Tests History of Endless Growth. punishing drought is forcing reconsideration of whether the aspiration of untrammeled growth has for so long been the state's engine. That's run against the limits of nature. And I think that's really significant.
Thank you very much. Quite frankly, I find the information quite disturbing, because when we concern ourselves with natural recharge, as suggested here, and the Earth is the water planet and has an abundance of water coming up perpetually from hydrogen and oxygen that surfaces and must surface, and the fact that it was ignored in the 50s and 60s when the California aqueduct was being built by money grabbers that wanted to control polluted atmospheric water. There are two levels of water cycles. There's the atmospheric polluted water cycle that we refer to as rain and snowmelt, highly poisonous. Then there's the primary water cycle. That is what creates the atmospheric water that we're suffering from illnesses, from the pollutions of chemtrails in the skies, from Fukushima and the bomb testing. We are being poisoned. Our IQs are substantially lower than they should be. There are many countries in Hungary and so forth that have been accessing primary water. This is where we have the geniuses in the scientific fields that have immeasurable IQs. We have been dumbed down. And as Brenda has said, the endocrine disruptors of drinking sewer to tap or toilet to tap is outrageous. When you look at what Rothschild says, which is Goldman Sachs, and you work with the Rand Corporation and Rockefeller, you have signed policies with the criminals. And they say, also as you're saying now, sustainable growth. Rothschild is taking a deep dive into water. It represents a global billions and billions of dollars worth of a new water market for privatizing, controlling, and treating the water. They look at water treatment and desalinization as a massive global water market, while we become dumber and dumber and dumber because we're drinking polluted atmospheric water and no one is looking up primary water. You can go to primarywater.org. You can look at the facts. You can find primary water experts that have accessed this primary water all over the world. Now, I know we're talking about stakeholders and big money interests, and sadly, I believe that that is what is creating this illusion of water scarcity that you keep fomenting about. And I can only say that for the sake of the next generation, we're all sitting here responsible. And you're on record because you've been informed about primary water. And you must, of course, look at this for yourselves and do your due diligence. We can no longer deny the water facts that we were never taught about. Thank you. Go to primarywater.org to learn more.
Thank you. I believe there was one more